I want you to meet a guitar player who goes from insanely aggressive to calm and peaceful and back in the blink of an eye. He also has a brilliant way of getting tones with his volume knob and his fingers and his pedals. Let's meet Philip Sayce. I got to be part of a big celebration guitar concert with Philip and a bunch of other great guitar players. Just check out this clip and watch Mark Lettieri's face as Philip sings and plays his guitar. Now here it is, just a little later in the set. Check out his rhythm pocket also. Philip Sayce came by this studio and played ferociously and talked about his process. In a couple of minutes, we'll look at that. But first, I want to talk about this amazing concert and this amazing night. This event was a great celebration with tons of great performances by lots of different guitar players and an audience that seemed to get more enthusiastic as the event went on. There were highlights: David Grissom, Mark Lettieri, and John Mayer, who closed out the show and said something amazing afterwards.
No matter the first time you ever called PRS, the first time I called PRS was 10 years ago, in 2015. What is the sign of a great company? The sign of a great company is that the same people you spoke to the first time you ever made contact are still working there at the company today.
I got to be the host and the MC of the entire first half of the event. I introduced a lot of great guitarists and artists, and I even did a little playing myself.
For a fuzz, the way that I like to use it, I'm using an old Cesar Diaz square face fuzz, which, you know, to me is just an outstanding variation on a fuzz face. And I think it's something that he developed with Stevie Ray Vaughan when they were on the road together. And yeah, so he built this pedal. And basically it's working with your volume knob all the time. And so volume knob on 10, you get this, you know, what you recognize as a fuzz type sound. And then if you roll it back, let's take it back to about 7 on a Stratocaster, you know, 7, 7.5, you get this little cleaner sound. There's still a little hair. I can clean it up a little more, but like, you know, that kind of. So that's how I like to use a fuzz, and then obviously working around different tones with the pickup selector. But it's all in here, so it's almost like having a preamp on. You just decide how much, I guess, you want.
Well, and the thing about it, it becomes a clean, fat sound when you roll down to 7.
Yeah, this is a riff from a song called Morning Star that definitely feels like a lot of fun to play with a fuzz, and, you know, goes like, so it's kind of like. Anyway, a little bit of fuzz.
I took Philip over to Angel City Guitars. Watch him wail on this Shabbat Lynx Strat. Also, we're giving away 30 free guitar lessons. Click the link below for instant access.
Actually, it feels real nice to play this one. Very cool.
Philip and I first met a few months ago at this amazing concert, the 40th anniversary of PRS at the House of Blues in Anaheim. It was a big night for both of us. We got to do this amazing night. It was it the 40th anniversary of PRS, right? At the House of Blues?
Yeah.
And the thing that was astounding about it is that everybody was so nice. Every artist, I think there were 20 artists, more than that probably, but let's just say for argument's sake, 20 artists. And everybody was so friendly and so nice, including John Mayer, including Orianthi, including David Grissom, including you.
And
Everybody.
including you.
Yeah, it was just fantastic. And people in the audience, like I invited friends, and they stayed for the whole thing. Now, staying for the whole thing when you're getting assaulted by guitar for 3 hours, 3 solid hours, that says something.
Yeah, it does.
But they had designed it. They had food. They had areas you could go out to and get away and get a break and come back. And I've heard from everybody in the audience that it was the best version of a company event celebration that they had ever been to. It was just beautifully orchestrated. And John Mayer had a lot to do with that. And Mark Lettieri being basically the house band on the second half had a lot to do with that too. And your performance was phenomenal.
Oh, thanks.
And then at the end, when John Mayer gave that impromptu speech about why he liked PRS, and he said, you know, it's great to have a guitar that stays in tune. It's great to get a guitar that's consistently high quality, that looks beautiful. You know, some of the things that, you know, people are enamored with vintage guitars, and of course the PRS is not going to be that, but I mean, at a certain point, you fell in love with this guitar, right?
Totally.
Because it can sound like that one, right?
It totally can.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm actually excited to hear My Silver Sky in your hand.
Very easy to play, this guy. And I always go, you know, we had a conversation about that. I always go for the neck pickup. You know, and then occasionally, it sounds really good, the bridge. And you know what shocked me is Paul told me that each pickup is exactly the same.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I thought, okay, you guys have designed different pickups for each position. Of course, they spent years coming up with this.
Yeah.
But they realized that actually it was just the same pickup in each position.
Which is what Fender did in the old days, right?
Yeah.
They would just pull them out of the, like in this guitar, so they were all the same. But there's something on this guitar, they're a little bit microphonic on this particular guitar.
Okay.
And it's really, really open sounding, and it's totally blown away by, I'm definitely a vintage, you know, single coil. I appreciate all guitars. I'm grateful to have any guitar. But friends were telling me about this for a while, saying, you got to try this. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. And then I did get to it, and that's it. Like, they're excellent, excellent guitars. All right.
We're getting kicked out for sure.
Yeah, we're totally getting kicked out of here. I know. Just put some scratches on this lovely guitar.
Philip and Seymour Duncan have spent a lot of time and put a lot of hard work in developing a set of pickups that are inspired by and sound exactly like the pickups in his mother Stratocaster, his vintage Strat. Apparently, the first run has completely sold out. Philip Sace pickups. I'm going to get these into a guitar. You were kind enough to have them send me a set. What are they designed to do? What do they sound like?
So I appreciate you mentioning those, and they are the Mother. So this guitar's name is Mother. She's a 63 Stratocaster I've had for a really long time, and they're, meticulously designed based on these pickups. So they did a lot of tests on the pickups, went under the hood, did all kinds of this and that, and went through a bunch of iterations of them, and version 1, 2, 3, 4, and we came with these, and they are really good. I'm super excited about them. And these are not hot wound pickups, right? Like early 60s Strat pickups got a little hotter, which is amazing too, just a different flavor. These are like 5.7, 5.8. And so these are a direct replica of these pickups.
Well, I read that you're looking for harmonics
Yeah.
and a particular kind of resonance in pickups, in the guitar,
Yeah.
and in the amp that you use. And you share something that I espouse, which is I don't want compression anywhere. I can create that by gaining something to a certain point where it flattens out a little bit, but I don't want an amp that compresses me ever, or a guitar that compresses ever. You want everything to be open so you get as much dynamic range as possible, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much to Mark Lettieri and his incredible band. Holy moly. Thank you, everybody.
Hey guys, a lot of the time YouTube will bring you my videos even though you're not subscribed. If you get the chance, click this subscribe button and ring the bell.